Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Zombies Love Bacon podcast, episode 86. I think we were going to get ourselves cancelled 10 episodes in. We're still going strong, even today. It's been a kind of a weird week. I'm fighting off a cold that Shelby tried to give me, and Shelby's been sick for weeks. We haven't got a lot to talk about. However, I do want to just open up with my most favorite headline that I saw this week, which is that leaked Pentagon plans, top secret, were found on a Discord server called Minecraft Earth, where some kid apparently put it on there to prove that he is actually a top G instead of a cuck. There you go.
You'll definitely come across a lot of creeps.
Where have all these cancelable opinions?
You guys keep boots at 60 feet.
No, it's a picture of my boots.
That's it, that's the title of the podcast.
They're rock hard.
That's great advice.
Welcome on in, Shelby.
Hi.
Zoomed in. And Tame's here as well.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
For another week. I fucking love this article about the whole Pentagon thing. They've traced it. Like it's spiraled out into all these other issues. But there was one that was reading today, and it was like there's a guy who's been like leaking documents forever. Like he just types shit out. Like, hey man, look at me. I know all this top secret shit. But no one ever reads it because it was just words. So like he was getting pissed off that people were still picking on him. And he's like, look man, look at all the shit that I know, blah, blah, blah. So then he ended up taking photos of things and putting photos of like plans, detailed plans.
Oh, he's serious.
Well, he's serious. And also, now that we've got a photo, we can find exactly who did this. And they have tracked him down and arrested the guy. So,
They tracked him down.
They did, and also Discord said that they were cooperating in every way possible. Just goes to show, if you go into those like shadowy Discords and start talking mad shit about your government, good luck.
I just think it's kind of funny how they're like, oh, we're going to ban TikTok because Chinese government in TikTok and whatever. But then it's like, hello, sir. We found leaked Pentagon documents in a Minecraft Discord server as well. So it's like they can't win no matter what's going on. They're going to be always fighting, I guess, new platforms that they don't actually understand.
Well, it's also like Discord will be like, oh no, we should definitely help in this case because it's not a good look for us. Because I'm sure they got all sorts of shady shit hidden.
Yeah, they've had heaps of problems out.
It's fucking.
Oh yeah.
They'll end up like TikTok that's like banned off all government devices now. And I think Australia's doing it as well now. America and Australia both.
They want to.
Yeah, so like all the government employees, like Services Australia and stuff, have been told not to have TikTok on their government phones.
Yep. So then I was reading France went one step further, just none. No recreational apps on their phones at all. So no Instagram, no Facebook, no Candy Crush, no Clash of Clans. You can't have.
I feel like that makes sense. If you have a government phone, you probably also should have like an actual phone that's yours.
I feel we're just going backwards.
Separate.
We're gonna go back to a fucking house phone.
Nobody wants that.
It's messengers.
When's the last time you had a landline? I can't remember.
No one has one. I swear,
I think
no
the
one has
last time
one.
we had a landline was maybe in 2016.
The thing is now, like, even go back like sort of like 5 years. Every now and then you'd like sign up for something. They'd be like, "Yo, what's your home phone number?" It's like, "Fuck, I don't know, man." And now they don't even have that question anymore. It's just not there.
Yeah, no, it used to be like with the asterisks too. Like, had to put it in. There's like, man, I only got mobiles.
Exactly. So I'm glad that they fucked that off because this is the thing. Like, I kind of feel like, what I want to do, right? This is a fair idea that I've had in my head. And it sounds bad, but it's good. Okay, trust me. But I want to kidnap a heap of kids.
What?
I want to get like a school of kids, and I want to lock them in a room, and then I want to like explain to them in great detail how painful it was to be a kid in the 90s. Right? You think about now how people have, if you have a kid and you send a kid off to school, you send them they have a smart watch that you can call and they can call you as a parent and they can't do anything else. And you can track them. Back in my day, it was like school starts at an hour, you better start walking, kid. And there's no way that you can find out. There's no mobile phone. Like it was a home phone. You call a home phone, they didn't answer. Right? You call someone now and they don't answer. You assume they're dead. Back then, you're just like, oh, he's just not near the phone.
Look, I was also one of those awkward kids growing up. I didn't even have a mobile when they were popular. So I went through a period of time when I had my first mobile when I was 12 years old, but then I broke it. And I think I broke the second one I had. So there was like 3 years where I just didn't take a phone with me because the only phone I had had to be permanently connected to power. So even like in late high school, I was uncontactable. And it was kind of good, I
No,
guess.
it's not uncontactable. It's normal back then. It's normal. That's the thing.
No, it wasn't normal back then because this was like 2010, 11, and 12. So
it's still normal-ish. Like the thing is that now it's like unless I know where you are on a GPS thing, you may as well be dead. Where back then it was, if you're lucky if you have a mobile phone.
It's funny you mentioned the GPS thing because my life has gotten to a point where, you know, I skipped the era when we used to have, when some people have tracking apps on their phone to track their children. I have a tracking app on my phone to track my parents.
Yeah.
I have an upgraded plan to Life 360 to track my parents so I can tell them off if they're speeding.
We used to, we like when like Facebook was at its peak, me and all my friends had it so that we could see each other on the app. So we could literally be like, oh, you know, they're heading to the bar now. We'll go to the bar, or they've gone to this bar. You just literally look on the app and you see where all your friends are on an app. And that's just what we did back then. It was great because we wouldn't even have to text each other to see where we were. We'd just go find them.
Yeah, I mean, when like Snap Maps came out, you know, when you
Snap Maps, same thing. Yeah.
And see where everyone was. And then you'd see your friends hanging out without you. And that hurt my feelings too many times.
But this is the other thing, right? So let's take it back a step, right? So first of all, phones were attached to the fucking wall and you couldn't take them with you, first of all. So not only could you not like get contacted when you weren't at your phone, you couldn't leave while you were on the phone. You had to sit down and talk to someone by the phone. Like cordless phones only came in like shortly before mobile.
I'm somebody who has to walk around and pace when I'm on the phone, so it was not very good.
Well, not only that, someone would ring you and you'd be on the phone and your mum would come sit next to you and he's like, I can't fucking leave. I'm fucked. But then, okay, so the next step, right, we talk about GPS and stuff. We didn't have GPS, full stop. Like we had maps, paper maps.
You have to print them off for the internet.
A book this thick.
There was a
street directory.
Yeah, we had the Melways, or they call them something else, and everywhere else. But Melbourne, Melways was like an $80 book that every fucker had to buy just to know how to get anywhere in Melbourne.
And it was always in somebody's boot as well, in the boot in the car.
Everywhere.
And you can't even drive and look.
You have to pull over and try and memorize the fucking route.
So
all right,
used to
three
have
less.
to, like print out internet instructions on how to do directions. I think MapQuest was one of the places. So you'd print it out and then you give the sheet of paper to your parents and be like, this is how we get to my friend's house.
Yeah, pretty much. There was entire businesses wrapped around telling people where to go and using maps. Like a Navman and TomTom, these like would sell you $400 fucking little devices you put in your car to be navigational, right? And then each year you'd have to pay a licensing to get the maps updated, which was like, that's a fucking huge scam. And then Google Maps and smartphones came along and just said, fuck off. And just
we're giving it for free.
Shut it down immediately. So it's wild. So it's like, yeah, I'd love to take a new 18-year-old kid and go, hey, if we took away your phone, took away your maps, and like it could be a great reality TV show actually, just to like take all that shit away from them and then give them a task to do and see if they can even do it.
That exists actually. I think I've seen one where kids have to pretend they're in the 80s or something. But I have seen as well recently. I was on a nostalgia trip, right, to see the old websites that I used to spend time on. And I used to spend a lot of time on Habbo Hotel, and I've talked about this a bit.
Hey, you used to scam people, like, yeah, we know.
Not just that, but I used to role play Star Wars on Habbo Hotel.
Nerd.
Star Wars role play. Yeah, I know, but there were people who were so dedicated to do it. They ended up doing it for like 8 to 10 years, which is kind of wild. I only did it for like 2, but I was like, I wonder if I can find some of these people like look at the old website. So I found the old forum link, right, and I put it into the
Time Machine.
Archive, what's it called? Yeah, Wayback Machine. That's
it.
Yeah. I put it into the Wayback Machine and I found so many old posts and shit that I'd written. It was like low-key embarrassing. And then I found a reunion Discord link on a like a Wikipedia they set up about the community and about everyone's characters. I'm like, man, it's no wonder that I end up doing like GTA roleplay because
did you get invited to this reunion or you just?
I am in the Discord, right, and like it's very empty, so I'm sort of seeing if anyone else jumps in there. But I have seen a few people that I recognize.
If you want to fire up that Discord, just leak a few images, you get it going.
I put in a few screenshots of the forum, but like forums were such an integral part of the internet back then.
Yeah, absolutely. Zombies Love Bacon. ZombiesLvBacon was a forum when we started.
Yeah.
Because there was no Discord. Discord didn't exist.
Yeah.
Discord did not exist. Even before Discord, it was Skype. Before then, it was MSN, and then forums as well in combination.
We had a forum that you'd have to sign up for, and then like we'd approve you, and then everyone have posts, and then like you know post your daily meme or whatever, that kind of shit in there. And then on top of that, we had a Steam page like where everyone could sign up to,
Steam
and
community.
Steam community, and we had a Facebook group, and that's how we communicated back then.
Yeah, I was
And
in a
our
few
forum
Facebook
had
groups.
150 plus gamers in there at the time. It was huge back then. Because
Yeah.
there was nothing else. It was like the communities, and like we've talked about it many times, communities just didn't exist back then. You were in clans, which is sounds horrible, or you were, in Facebook groups and stuff like that. And
Or back in like when I remember these sort of communities springing up, Neopets groups. So Neopets was big on allowing people to have their own custom HTML and CSS and everything, sort of like MySpace was back then. So there would be really elaborate web pages built within Neopets to have different communities playing like role playing games and sharing news and stuff. And that's where I lived for a really long time on the internet.
Yeah, and further to my grand plan, because like I said, I had actually thought about this a bit. The other thing that I was thinking about was movies in general. Like seeing movies and stuff, like it's never been easier. Like it's so fucking easy. Like I felt like I had a cold yesterday, and it took me minutes to find whatever I wanted to watch, and that was it. When I remember like growing up, it was quite literally a 30-kilometer drive to our nearest video store, and then you'd have to like go walk around and find a video that you want, and they wouldn't have everything because they have to buy them and get them, and have physical copies and shit. And then on top of all that, like half the time the fucking thing didn't work because VCRs are garbage. And it's fucking always dirty and shit. And you're going to spend half the time tech support trying to watch a fucking movie in 140p. And it's awful.
Yeah.
This is fucking awful. And now people are complaining when they're like, we have to pay extra if we want to go 4K on this, readily downloadable, streamable content. It's like, man, we used to spend
do you know how hard it was?
We used to spend $15 for a new rental overnight on VCR to watching our fucking 34-centimeter CRT that took a fucking half an hour to warm up. It's not like it's so much easier now. It's ridiculous.
People don't know how good they got it, especially when they talk about the internet. I remember dial-up, and then your mum needs to use a phone, so you have to disconnect your internet. Or if you're like playing Neopets and you're trying to get like a free item from the wishing tree, which is purely based on how fast you can click and how fast your internet is, and every item that you click on is just like, oh, somebody else took it. Oh, somebody else took it. I never got anything from
I remember it was one of my earlier memories of like online gaming. Is I used to play a game called Growl Online, which is like it was made in, I think they call it like the RPG engine or something like that, but it basically copies A Link to the Past graphics. Yeah. And you'll play it, and I'm literally playing it at 2 frames a second because that's what my internet can do. But it's still a live representation, and my friend had cable, and he would run, like literally running circles around me at his like 10 frames a second. I'm like, look at me and my cable internet. It's like fucking asshole. So that's it. But it's like, in our house, because I have an older sister, younger brother, so like we have one phone line that there's 2 parents and 2 siblings who A, want to use phones, B, also want to receive phone calls because it also, keeps the line busy. And then you have me who wants to game fucking 8 hours a day on the internet or, spend 4 hours downloading an MP3 or something like that. It's like, it's a nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare. And like, I remember when I moved to Melbourne was when I got out of dial-up. So it's like, I came to Melbourne, they're like, you can have ADSL and you can download now at fucking 100 kilobits a second. I'm like, holy shit, that's so fast. Now we downloaded nearly a fucking 100 gigs a second.
Also, internet speeds and like, having too many people on the internet at once used to cause borderline domestic disputes in my household. Like my brother would always be trying to play online games to a point where he cooked my mother's laptop. Like it died because of him. But the internet, like we'd be screaming at each other, throwing things. My mum would be like, that's it, nobody gets the internet, and take the router away from us. Because really,
see, this is where my generation is just before that, because we had one phone line, so that's it. So there's no bandwidth even with one person playing. I think that's probably the biggest reason why I became a console gamer, to be honest, because the fucking internet was just so hard. Getting a decent computer as well. It's running on that fucking, I don't know, Pentium 2 for the longest time.
Yeah.
It's dinosaur.
It's OG.
But I don't know. I just feel like the people don't give enough credit to how much even 10 years has changed everything.
Well, even like the software you use now, like before it was just hard to try and do shit.
Yeah.
But now you just press one button, it does it all for you.
Yeah, there used to be so much screwing around, like rendering shit and re-rendering shit, and you'd sit there on Photoshop for fucking hours to do something that now you just circle it and press a button and it just does it for you.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking nuts. It's like, I don't know. I guess we've got DreamHack coming up soon, which is a big esports focused gaming event here in Melbourne, and I've been invited to talk to students about getting started in content creation. And I kind of feel like that my getting started is completely redundant now, because getting started in content creation is it's easy now. Like,
I mean, for you, it'll always, like, your advice always boils down to use what you have. You don't have to buy fancy equipment. You'll probably have enough to start.
Yeah, but even like, if I was to go and buy all the stuff that I had to buy to start my content creation journey now, I would probably spend $20. It's like this stuff was like insane. Like, I think it was like to get a basic capture card, which is not even HDMI, like just normal capture card, that was nearly $300 and something for 140p capture. And like, I fucking saved up for ages to get that. To get used to get a computer that could like render footage and anything bigger than 720p, it was like fucking $3,000. Where now, you can do that on your phone. So it's like, it's nuts, but at the same time, like I was listening to some podcasts and stuff, and someone mentioned, like, getting affiliate is really difficult on Twitch at the moment. They've been doing it for weeks and they haven't hit affiliate yet. I was fucking 3 years before I got to affiliate. What do you mean weeks? What do you mean?
It took me about 6 weeks to get affiliate.
Apparently that's long now. Like, that's really hard if it takes 6 weeks to get affiliate. Like, I'm like, fuck it. I remember entire weeks streaming and like to zero. And I was like, I had friends that would come into my stream and be like, yo, when are you finished so we can play games? I'm like, motherfucker, stay here and be my one viewer. It's like, what are you doing? I need 3 viewers so I can get an emote, a single emote, please. Well, now
I didn't really understand what streaming really.
Well, now you don't even need to be affiliate. You can get fucking BTTV and add 500 emotes to your channel anyway, and like there's so many more tools and stuff. It's
put
insane.
it into perspective though, because like I'm looking at the timeline of computer history, and obviously 2023. So 10 years ago, 2013, was when the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One came out.
What
In
year was that?
2013. In 2013, the PlayStation 4 was released on November 15th, and on November 22nd, the Xbox One was released.
Okay.
So it's 10 years. I'm just shocked that they're 10 years
Look,
old.
when I registered ZombiesLvBacon as a name, OBS was invented. That's
wow. Yeah.
So Elgato wasn't a thing yet. Like, we were using Belkin capture cards. That's
pretty nuts.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. It's like it's to the starting line back then. This is the thing, right? We talk about like how things have evolved or whatever. Back then, it was like Pentium 4, and then 4 years later, we got to like the dual core and quad core systems and so on. Where now it's like every 6 months we get a jump in software, we get a jump in AI now, we get a jump in everything. Like, everything's evolving so much quicker. We're not waiting a year or 2 years or anything like that. It's expedient. It's going quicker than ever, and there's more resources getting poured into it all the time. I mean, just look at Twitter's a great example. Twitter changes every fucking month now. It's fucking ridiculous. They're bringing back new features that they discontinued 3 months ago because they're like, they have.
But that's just because.
No, but the entire tech industry, including your, like, if you look at Instagram and you look at TikTok as great examples where they've changed their algorithms hugely lately, and like the creator community can't keep up with it to the point like TikTok doesn't even care about hashtags anymore. Like, it doesn't even know. It doesn't care. It reads the screen, it reads the subtitles, and it reads the transcripts of your video, and it creates its own metrics based on that, on what you're going to be seeing. And then what's funny, I guess, is that there's creators who are like, will put up, let's keep it very generic. We don't want to pick on anything in particular. Let's say they're a hot tub streamer and they put up a cool montage of them getting donations, right? And then what they don't realize, so if you look at TikTok, this is the thing I'm learning, because it's just fucking, it's wild. You go up to the top of the search bar, it'll have a related search to that video, and it'll be based on what TikTok thinks that video is. And there was like, came up like caked up streamer was like the recommended on it.
Oh my God.
Because that's what like most people are looking for, something to those words, and then they keep clicking on that video. So TikTok's put 2 and 2 together and said, well, this is a caked up streamer video, where they might put it up there with hashtag best gamer, cool donation. Doesn't matter, doesn't give a shit. It's wild.
It's just reading you and deciding.
Where,
Yeah,
and
interesting.
Instagram's done the same sort of thing, where they've changed their algorithm twice in the last 6 months, where up until Facebook, I guess, got really involved in it, but like we spent like years with like, this is the algorithm, this is how you use Instagram. Now it's every 6 months you got to look up exactly how it's changing, because it's evolving so quickly. So
It's
content
AI
creation
and
is
machine learning is changing the face of AI, like content creation.
is just, it's evolving quicker. So it's a new beast. It's not, you don't have the luxury of going, oh, I'll deal with this next month or whatever. It's like, if you're onto something, you need to sort of do it now, because by the time you do it next month, then you haven't really caught up, or everyone else is going to do it before you. But I don't want to go too much like back in my day. We had it rough. You kids
I mean,
don't know.
the whole podcast has been so far. Is back in my day.
The
have 8
point,
years on me, so.
okay. The point is, and I saw a really good interview with Mr. Beast. Actually, it was a really good interview, and he was talking about all the copycats out there and there's millions of them. Like everyone wants to be Mr. Beast.
Tons.
I remember this kid DM me about something. I can't remember. I think it might have been Team OC related, but he DM'd me personally. And he said, oh, if you want, I could be a part of content stuff. I'd love to touch base, blah, blah, blah. They call me Mr. Beast of Australia. I'm like, okay, so what do you do to earn that title? Like, do you give away stuff, or, right? Because I'm just like as popular as Mr. Beast. And then I looked at his YouTube channel. We had like maybe 500 followers or something. I'm like, I think you're a little bit off from Mr. Beast. But it's that mentality of, I'll do everything Mr. Beast does and I'll get as good as Mr. Beast or whatever.
Yeah.
And what Mr. Beast was saying was like, there's a life on that. Like, it's not going to last forever, and you're never gonna succeed in anything huge if you just copy.
You're never going to succeed by replicating anybody's formula. It doesn't.
The people that are going to be successful, the people that are thinking about new ideas and fresh ideas and doing their own shit right now, and they're the ones where they blow up. They will be the ones at the front of the queue, and they'll get taken off rather than being on the train behind Mr. Beast. And I totally agree with that. Like, I think trying to replicate someone else is like it's great if you want to go, oh well, they did that really well, I can do something similar. But trying to do exactly what they do and like copy their thumbnails and copy their tones and do the same videos and stuff like that, and the 50,000 people that are doing like gaming news is the one where you sort of start to realize that one person will say something and then 2 days later another gaming site will say almost the exact same things. Like,
somebody could, like, a reputable person could literally input a lie into their content and somebody else will regurgitate it as news.
And people have.
News.
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
But okay, so then similar to this is a bit more silly, but there was an interview with Laserbeam, Australia's own Laserbeam. He's got his own Fortnite skin. Top bloke. He makes a lot of money through his creator code, obviously through Fortnite and stuff like that. Except he's Laser Beam with an A, not Laser Beam. Someone else got a creator code and made it Laser Beam, and he just makes mint of people mistyping Laser Beam's name into the creator code.
Oh, wow.
Like, it's not a small amount of money either. It's
shady.
It's a lot of money that he's making of one letter difference. Definitely deliberate too. It's not like, oh man, that guy stole my name. No, it's just some shady tactics. But yeah, it's interesting. I think there's there's such a weird mix of content creation out there at the moment, and the more you kind of delve into that scape, it's sort of like, what the fuck's going on? There's this definite like kick streaming, kick gaming, whatever the fuck they're called. Like, there's this definite. I don't want to say cult, but it's like cult-like behavior, right? It's like being almost like a Premier League team, which they're on a fucking winning streak, or at least they think they're unbeatable, and they just like to tell everyone about how fantastic it is. And it's like,
so kick is to streaming as crypto bros are to investments. I feel like it comes off with the same level of obnoxiousness.
There's definitely obnoxiousness, yeah. But the thing is that there are some good creators that go over there, and from like if I was a creator and I go, okay, well, I haven't seen growth in years, but I hit 50 concurrent viewers, and it's the same 50 concurrent viewers who have, they subscribe to my Patreon, they subscribe to my channel, blah, blah, blah. And making a move to kick makes sense because you're just cutting out Twitch, essentially. But at the same time, then why wouldn't you just move to YouTube is the thing. that I don't quite understand. And yeah, I don't know. It's but there's definitely this increased element of, yo, man, I'm going to start streaming. I'm going to go to Kick. I'm going to get 95% of my revenue. I'm going to grow. I'm going to be huge. I'm going to be fucking Dr. Disrespect or whatever. And it's like, okay, cool. But I wouldn't start at Kick with zero and think that you're going to be making money. And I wouldn't start streaming thinking you're going to be making a lot of money, because you're going to burn out like immediately. Like it's
I would also just caution anyone who's making the move or has already made the move, is just to make sure that you read, you know, all the news that is coming out and be objective, because there are some not great things that are happening
there's lots
by the creators of Kick. And I just think we're at Twitch, obviously, but it doesn't mean we fully support everything Twitch is doing.
Are we at
and we're not-
Twitch?
Well,
I think like we might be at Twitch, Instagram, TikTok,
No, I
Twitter,
just mean we're not blind
YouTube,
to
Facebook.
what is happening on Twitch as our priority, like, streaming platform.
We're not blind to
We
anything.
know,
No.
I'm just saying we know shit is bad in some areas, and I think the people who are like, "Yay, Kick is the best thing ever," are really brushing over some key details. Like one of the creators of Kick said that we should kill trans people. I feel like, you know, that's kind of the blind cult.
Wasn't a
behavior
creator,
that I'm
but
seeing.
yes, it was.
Well, one of the top.
one of the
top
poster
creators.
childs of
Yeah, that's it. That's poster child, that's the right word.
Yeah, only any average is like 70,000 viewers or something like that.
Yeah, so you know.
But it's yeah. Look, but at the same time, the website itself is a tool, and if you can get what you want out of it, then you're welcome to go do it. It's just about being aware of what your platform is, and this is why, like we mentioned, obviously, ZombiesLvBacon started as a website and a forum, because we're very much we need to control ourselves. Because like if we went and put our forum as a Facebook group and then Facebook closes us down, then we're gone. Because it's not our website. Like we might set up there, but it's not our website. YouTube could shut us down tomorrow. Twitch could shut us down tomorrow. They can. It's their platform. We're just using it. And then like there's been these great articles, and this is where I love to see the fire, right? Because this is like in order for Kick to perform and work the way they're working, they have to buy basically the ability for the streaming service, like the servers and stuff like that.
Yes.
And they're buying them from Amazon. So they're paying Twitch to stream. Kick is paying Twitch to stream.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like,
it is funny.
You tell a Kick bro that, oh my god, you're in for a fight, and it's just it's not true. Propaganda.
It's kind of funny though that they do get a bit defensive, because most of the internet at this point is hosted by Amazon Web Services.
Yes,
so it's not that strange.
That's why when someone's like, "Yo, Discord went down," so did fucking half the internet. Because guess what? They're all in the same server bank somewhere. Like people don't realize this shit. Like it's
everything is connected. Like.
Yeah,
you know, like even Google ad services run on most of the internet. Google's analytics run on most of the internet. Like there are giant companies who touch everything that you touch.
Yeah,
that's
a lot of people rag on Google. I like to rag on Google as well because of things like Google Plus and Google Hangouts and everything Google touches that dies immediately. But Google is the iceberg of the internet. What you see of the Googlescape and what's underneath the water, it's fucking wild what you get into that background of. So like my website at the moment is hosted by Google, free. It was designed by Google for free also. You could go to Wix or fucking Squarespace or whatever, pay $40 a month. Don't worry about it. Google does it for free.
Yeah.
They just don't advertise it. They just go, if you are coming to make a website here at Google, you better fucking know what you're doing, because we're not going to hold your hand. That's basically what they say. You go for it. But then guess what? There's fucking YouTube. Then they just do guides there. You just watch someone else do it and do it as well. It's so easy. But it's anyway. So yeah, anyway, something else I wanted to bring up, which is related to the Google talk. I have been working on building an AI. We've delved into Neurosama a few times, the AI Twitch streamer.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been like, man, it's just so fascinating. This fucking AI Twitch thing, and we talked about steamed hams and the Seinfeld one, which I think got well and truly shut down.
No, I think it's on its second season. It's been rebooted with different graphics now.
Oh, really? What the fuck? Anyway, so I started looking into how to do all this sort of stuff, and it's not easy, because then otherwise other people would do it all the time. And then I saw other people have got very similar sort of things, and great example is Barjo, for example, has Barjo Bot. But basically, people can ask it a question, and it'll AI answer the question, sort of thing. And in most cases, it's just completely weird, completely out of left field, just like, and just hilarious. It's funny stuff. So I messaged Barjo and I said, Barjo, what the fuck's this? How'd you do it? Like he's working on it with some smarter people that are working on it, and it's all in beta, early access, working on it still. So it's not like some websites crack the code and you can go log in and start using their technology.
It's all custom, yeah.
It's all custom. So I found some very talented people on the internet and who have been working on code, and they work on code, but they definitely don't work on how to make videos, because they like making videos where they're typing in the code and they hit enter and it doesn't work, and they're like, and then it just goes hard cut to, all right, it's working now. So anyways, I built this code, and Shelby can attest that it does work in the purest function.
It is a little slow, but it works.
It reads everything that is said in Twitch chat and then responds to it for you.
Yeah.
Just straight up. So you say any word at all, it'll just go. It's like typing that word into ChatGPT, which is where it drives the info from anyway. But to keep it simple, ChatGPT gets tied in through Google Analytics cloud computer services, which then takes what is tied into the API at the back end of Twitch, so that when Twitch gets typed in, it sends it to the Google Cloud Services, which has a script that's written in there, which then takes that information, sends it over to ChatGPT. ChatGPT computes it, sends the information back to Google Cloud Computer Services, which then sends it to another Google Cloud service, which is a text-to-speech version that then sends that out of the application itself, and then you get the audio come out on your computer of ChatGPT reading out the response. That's it. And then you just, through wizardry, you just set it so that audio comes out through a VTuber, and you're done. You've got Neurosama. Which I've done all that. It works. I've got all that working. It was not easy, but we got there. 2 problems. Number 1, it takes a while to go through all those steps. So like the delay is like a minute, like easily a minute, where you type something and then like a minute later you just hear these words go. Anyway, what I think about that is it's like okay, all right, good work. But then my second problem is it's not funny. Like he's not funny. The AI is not. He's not very funny. And so I started looking into AI learning, and that's where it sort of starts to get a little iffy. So what people do is they take a lot of data and they'll feed it into this AI to teach it and give it like a point perspective and stuff. And then they're like, we like to put in like our streamer F Reddit and put all that information in there so it knows everything about Twitch. And then he's like, but we find that tends to make it racist. It's like, okay, let's not do that then.
Yeah, you need to be really careful about what you give to AIs.
Yeah.
This is why ChatGPT is so ethical when it tries to respond to people.
So the latest trend that I saw today, this guy's like, I got sick of trying to teach my AI, so I got my AI to teach my AI. And it's like, hang on a second. So it has one AI, it gets one AI to talk to another AI to work together on solving problems, rather than him having to be there to keep putting prompts in there. He's an AI to put the extra prompts in there. That's just 2 AIs talking to each other until they come up with a solution. I'm like, oh shit, we're getting closer and closer to fucking Terminator right here. This is the fucking giving them free will. They come up with an idea, they run a band together, start a union. It's cool. So what I'm hoping to do is I'm trying to teach it, but it's not working. Like he's just not funny. So I'm not sure. I saw a prompt that I haven't tried yet, but it was like treat every input as a joke, as a prompt, so that he'll think that everyone's joking, and it'll just say random shit based on thinking that everyone's telling jokes to it.
To be sarcastic as well. I think that helps a lot with the
yeah. So I think so I'm going to mess around with that. So my plan is, and here's the scoop because no one else has heard of it, but my plan is we've got some charity streams coming up. I'm going to bring it out as a redeem for charity streams, and then that's about it, I think, because.
But we could also do like a little, maybe a podcast segment where we invite it on as a guest and talk to it.
It's not funny enough.
Yeah, when you perfect it.
Yeah, when you put the joke in sarcastic.
Joke sarcastic.
Yeah, maybe you should transcribe every single podcast episode we've done into text and then give it to it so it learns how.
The problem is
but then it's gonna pull out things like Frog has said, and it's gonna be terrible.
Then we'll get cancelled. No, it's the problem is also that delay. The more information that it has to think about, the longer it is for a response.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm struggling. So I need to solve that problem first, and then the other one. But I'm convinced that I can get something up, and we can do like a bit of a test run through charity stuff. Because it also, this is the other thing as well. If you want it to run faster or smarter, it costs money.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is the thing, and I don't want to be forking out for some really random AI thing to suck ass. Like it has to be really good if I want to pay for it. And, but it's cool though. Like it's cool that it works in the simple function. And it might just be that like whenever we hit, $20 goal or whatever, we'll bring the AI out for a minute. You can talk to it and see what it says, and then if it cancels us, we'll quickly shut it down again. But yeah, it's cool.
That's a good idea, though.
Yeah, I think so. I think it'd be random. I want to try
Everyone
and
want to be talking to it.
well, the thing is at the moment it reads everything and responds to everything. So I'm trying to make it. I want to add like a command so that someone has to say ask and then like put a word after it and then it asks it. Otherwise, it'll be like, what does PogChamp mean? PogChamp was founded in blah 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 blah. That's it's like So it's pretty wild, but
yeah,
it's cool. And like fucking, go back a year, we weren't even talking about AI. Now I'm at a point where I can make an AI stream. Just going back to the fact that things are moving very quickly.
I am AI.
Yeah, I made Shelby ages ago.
Yeah, I said it before and I'll say it again. Our relationship is just like Krieger from Archer. He's just invented me. I'm his waifu, so I don't really exist.
I really like Krieger's waifu. It's a shame that show took such a nosedive.
Yeah.
So good, and then it just went. Yeah. Anyway, for those who don't know anything about Archer, they had an awesome season with a cliffhanger ending, and then they came back for 2 seasons of dream sequence. 2 seasons.
Not a good move.
Oh, so bad. Then they had like another season after that, and by then the fucking hype was gone. It was done. They murdered that. Anyway, talking about hype and talking about AI, well, not really AI, I guess. The internet lost its freaking mind this week when the Lofi Girl left after some shenanigans.
The Lofi Girl. Yeah, no, the Lofi Girl has been like a thing on the internet for how many years now?
Well, they got cancelled last year. Remember they shut down the stream after fucking however many millions of views, because someone copyright DMCA'd them. Some little some troll got in there and wrecked them. Anyway, huge, and still huge. And then recently, it developed so quickly. It was really, really good marketing strategy, honestly. But people were like, something's different about Lo-Fi Girl. And then people were like coming up with lore and stuff like that. And then they started to notice like Morse code signals and stuff like that in the background.
Bro.
And then people were like doing deep dive videos. But the thing was, right, that the internet was responding and like doing all these deep dive videos. And while that was happening, more shit was happening. So they couldn't keep up with the shit that was evolving. Because then at one point, Lo-Fi Girl just gets up and fucking leaves. And everyone's like, what?
She started like looking out a window at a flashing blue light.
Yeah, that was the light. Light was first, and then she was looking, and then she left, and the fucking internet lost their mind. They're like, oh my god!
Like, it's Morse code. It says help me, and then she just left. And the cat left.
And then there was a countdown, and then a new stream started with a countdown on it, and everyone's like, oh god, what the fuck's happening here? And then they introduced, what's it? Is it Lo-Fi Boy or is it
Lo-Fi Gamer? Isn't it? Yeah, Synthwave Boy.
Yeah. I don't think Lo-Fi Girl's the account. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so Lo-Fi Girl's the account, and then there was the Synthwave Boy.
It used to be hip hop radio, beats to relax and study to, and now we're synthwave radio.
So they did like animations on both channels because both streams going at the same time. So from different perspectives, one through the window from like her perspective of the character coming in, sitting down at his desk in front of his CRT monitor, and then another aspect from him entering the room on the other side, and then the streams just went back to be like
one being one girl and one being him.
Here's the thing, and I love the internet for this, right? Because within 24 hours of this happening, people started posting fan fiction about the two of them on AO3
of course.
And fanfiction.net immediately about their lives and them falling in love. So it's like the internet just wastes no time. Fan fiction people, like people who write fan fiction, they waste no time.
Bunch of horny motherfuckers.
And fan artists. Fan artists and fan fiction writers are to be feared.
Yikes.
Honestly.
So apart from obviously being a new genre of music, different style computer, one has a cat, one has a dog. It's real. I just want to say, there's a lot of things that people do when they're like changing a brand or making an addition to a big channel, stuff like that. They fucking nailed it here. It was perfect. Like it was. perfect. The people were talking about it. It was all completely organic. They didn't have to do like tweets to announce it or nothing like that. Just fucking nailed it. And Synthwave Radio is pretty good. And
honestly, they did it in such a great way as well. I just want to compliment them because everyone started investigating it like it was an ARG. When everyone used to get into these like creepy like live stream happenings and then you start trying to decipher things, the exact same thing started to happen. People were on Reddit being like, guys, I think it's Morse code. I think it's just helped me, like from the flashing blue lights. And everyone was super involved. It was just really impressive.
So currently sitting at nearly 20,000 listeners for the old school one and 9.8 thousand listeners for the new version. And they posted just shorts of like the different perspectives at the moment of the changeover, I guess. Both got nearly 600 to 700,000 views each.
Yeah.
So it's not a small amount to say the very least, but it was done really well. It reminded me of Destiny used to do it really well with like our ARG build up sort of stuff, where they would just drop anything, tell you nothing, and then watch people trying to figure shit out, and we'd be all logged into Reddit trying to figure out all the different steps, and someone else would figure it out and they'll post it on Reddit, and everyone else would be like, oh, I tested it as well and figured out the code, and we've got to stand in that corner and shoot that pole or whatever, and it's really cool. And you don't get a lot of that anymore, unfortunately. It's just kind of, easy, I guess. But yeah, it was cool. And I hope to see more of that kind of shit.
I mean, they might keep expanding their brand, and we might see more of this in the future, where they add more characters and more channels and more music to their universe. And I'm all for it.
Yeah, I think just also other brands could learn a thing or two around putting some effort into it, I guess.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't want to sound like horrible, but we can't all just slap a Skittles ad in the middle of a movie and hope people buy Skittles. Oh man, it's a thing, that's for sure. Speaking of product placement, though, I was reading a fucking great article today. Farming Simulator, the game that is more popular than anyone ever thinks it is. Like, it is extremely.
Farming Simulator is wild.
Extremely
so
popular.
Every year they release a new one, and it's like the new FIFA. People get really excited about it.
Easily.
It's like Euro Truck Simulator, right? It has a very specific group of very dedicated fans.
I used to work with a friend. I used to play with a friend who worked in like construction industry, and he used to race home to play Farm Simulator. I'm like, why do you go home to play more work? Like, what are you doing? And I remember early days, I used to have like the redeem to like request a game, and he requested Farming Simulator, and I couldn't figure out how to do anything. It was all so hard. It's all so
neither could I.
But I ended up, I think the only thing I did is I got a tractor and I put like 40 trailers on it and then made this huge snake.
Look, it's shockingly for very hardcore players. It's there's a lot of detail. It's very in depth, and power to the people who do play it.
Do you need to know anything about farming?
I think so. A little bit.
A little
bit.
Know
what it doesn't really hold your hand too much.
So let me give you a headline here, which is the great headline. Came out just after Battlefield 2042 came out. Headline is Farming Simulator 22 has way more players than Battlefield 2042 on launch weekend. Over 100,000 concurrent players chose to play fucking Farming Simulator over Battlefield. So okay, so that's not the reason why I wanted to bring it up. I just wanted to point out it's fucking huge, right? People don't give it enough credit. It's also a game that costs them nothing to make. They actually make more money on the game before launching it than actually launching the game itself. Why? Product placement. Every single farming brand pays megabucks to be in that game, so it's profitable before they even have to put it on the shelf.
Yep, John Deere and everything, all in there.
So much money, like ridiculous. And then in like all the startup companies are coming in with big wads of cash. They want their products in that game. They don't even have to sell the game to make money.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, the funny thing about Farming Simulator is it was one of those games, because it's been out for so long, like the first ones and everything, that it's sort of it made that simulator category of games that actually have simulator.
Yeah,
in the
because you
title,
have
sort of
you have farm simulator, you have logging simulator, you have
Euro
fucking
Truck Simulator, like all those ones that actually have simulators. So now there's like every other copycat out there with a simulator game sort of even uses the same font.
they
and
use the same font. Yeah,
the same like title. So there's like Thief Simulator and Ranch Simulator, which we played. Ranch Simulator was
Ramstein
bad.
is great actually. Yeah, it was a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
we got to go back to that. You know, there's so many simulator games out there. There's Construction Simulator, which recently came out, I think.
Yeah.
But also then spurred from that, we've got games like House Flipper, Hotel Renovator.
Well, Flipper's done its own thing where now there's like 400 different flippers. I can't stop seeing flippers everywhere. It's flipping.
Yes.
It's a house flipper. Now there's
House
farm
Flipper 2 is
flipper,
coming out. The Farm Flipper one has actually added a lot
hotel
to the game.
flipper.
No, Hotel Renovator. It's different people, but
I can't tell
very
the
similar
difference.
mechanics. I've been playing a lot of Hotel Renovator this week, tons of it, but also then played like Pets Hotel last night, which has some aspects of those games in it. So at the very end of like this, you go back and like Farming Simulator is like the grandpa of all of these.
It is,
games.
yeah, it is.
It is the core, and it has started the majority of the simulator sort of lineage of games that have inspired each other, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It kind of, I kind of feel like, what other games could you do it in? Like, honestly, if you think about games where you could sell all your assets before you even sell the game, like if you think GTA could do it if they wanted to.
NBA maybe.
Now, NBA is different because they got to pay the licensing fees for all the
Yeah,
different
that's
clubs and all the brands, and the players have their own licensing
Forza?
fees. Forza could,
Forza could, yeah.
but again, it's the same sort of thing though. There's only so many car companies that are going to want to go in there, and they probably pay it the other way around. Where if you want to have Ferrari in your game, you're gonna have to pay Ferrari for it. But if you were GTA and you had like a clothing brand, you know, if you went up to fucking Rockstar and said, "Yo, I'll give you 10 million to put my clothing brand on your fucking characters and then sell them in shops," I reckon that's a pretty good idea.
They might do it, but I
I don't
mean,
think they will.
Rockstar is well known for having parody brands as like their bread and butter, which is great. They have,
Rockstar, they make too much money. They don't know how to spend it already.
yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, they've been farming the same game for how many years, and we've played it too many hours.
Too many hours.
Yeah,
Never
but
make
they actually recently even released their update to their terms of services, which is like, even if you're a modder, if you mod in real life brands, you're at risk of being shut down, pretty much. So
yeah, it was pretty much it was their way of saying, hey, if you put the shit in the game, it's on you, not me. So if you
they
know,
have actually begun issuing takedown notices for people who are selling assets for like BMWs and stuff this week. It was a big thing. So some of the big ones who have massive accounts, and stop whatever you're clicking, have been like, I've been told I can't sell my BMWs anymore that I was selling for $200 a pop. Sorry guys, goodbye, and then disappearing. So
and the amount of GTA RP players, you're like, yo man, I just want to have a Beamer in there. What the Beamer? It's like, well, now you
I
can't.
just want my Commodore.
Man, the VL Commodore still stands as the best mod I ever put in that fucking game.
yeah.
And fully
But
detailed
it's actually,
interiors.
Even before that ruling came out from Rockstar, it always irritated me when being like a dev of a GTA server, when everyone was just like, I want Supreme clothes, I want Gucci, I want like all these real brands, I want a Mercedes. It's just like, no, I don't want that. I love Rockstar's world building. I think their world building and their in-game branding and everything is actually really good and consistent, rather than you have some companies out there who have like a game set in a real world where their parody apps and parody brands is just like one letter changed.
It's a little bit like, they have iFruit, for example, the iFruit phones. It's like, we get it, it's an Apple. Why do we need to put Apple phones in when iFruit, it's the same thing?
Yep, absolutely.
It's absolutely the same thing. But yeah, it's just interesting.
I like the law-friendly stuff. That goes for me in almost every game though. I like keeping everything law-friendly, especially for The Sims. I'm big on that for The Sims. Because like the Sims, it's more the Sims modding community has two different styles of modding, right? You have the really high end CC, which is custom creations that make it's called alpha, so it makes your character look like airbrushed, like snatched, Instagram filter. And there's been a whole lot of controversy lately where people are making these mods for toddlers and babies and making them look like airbrushed, like Instagram models and like pageant children. Whereas there's another type of modding called Maxis Match, which people are trying very hard to emulate the style of Sims 4 originally, but make everything sort of still look elevated and cool, but match the art style. And I think that looks so much better than like I've got to make like this high polygon beautiful Instagram hair and like makeup filters and things like that. I feel like they look so much better.
And then there's that entire other arm of modders who just turns it into a very not safe for work environment.
The Wicked Whims modders who make it into porn, which is, I've seen people who have been like, well, I installed Wicked Whims and my character immediately went home and got her ass ate. So.
Just been waiting for the install. Now we're ready to go.
Yeah. The Sims modding community is only really second to the Skyrim modding community, has the same sort of energy. Because there's people who use Skyrim for porn, and there's people who use Skyrim to add extra quests and stuff. And there's people.
You guys play games very differently to what I do. I swear. Like I don't look at Skyrim and go, damn, this makes me horny.
No, I don't
You
know.
think that's bad?
Well, the
but
cheese
people-
wheels, they really get it going for me.
You think it's bad though, but people also do adult modding for Stardew Valley. So if it exists, people will make a porn mod of it. Really?
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's
What do you-
is that like fan
what's
fiction
confusing?
modding, or is it 16-bit
So
porn?
There's some that add like extra dialogue and quest lines with your partners in the game, but most of it is just changing the portraits when you're talking to people. So it comes up with like, instead of just like, the one of the bachelorettes in the game just talking to you, she's there, but she's just got massive titties. So that's the sort of Stardew modding that's out there. And I just think if a game exists and it can be modded, people are going to make like adult versions of it. 100%. It's like a rule of the internet.
I don't know how to
You
feel
don't know how
about
to
it.
process
That's
that.
not like, it's not even worth it. That would have been a lot of effort for
It
pixel
is a lot of
titties.
effort. People go to a lot of effort if they're horny.
People just got too much time on their hands.
Yeah, there's that. You've got to touch grass.
And
Definitely,
they're
He's like
horny.
looking at his phone, and I feel like he's looking it up.
I'm
now,
definitely
which
not
is
looking it up.
No, he's looking it up. He's looking up Stardew Valley porn.
Should I look up Stardew Valley porn? What do you call it?
Don't look up Stardew Valley porn.
I've put in Stardew Valley ERP mod.
Oh god.
Uh,
But yeah, like there's a lot of games out there that people do similar modding.
This mod
to,
here
so
just makes them talk filth.
yikes.
Talk dirty to me, baby.
Yeah. Tell me how I haven't watered those plants today. I'm gonna be a bad boy.
I wonder then if there's like is there a farming simulator modding community?
Oh my god! What? Putting big
Oh,
titties on
man.
those tractors?
Yeah. Just a harvesting combine wearing lingerie.
Oh baby, combine
Oh,
this. Get a bit of logging simulator.
Oh my god.
Oh wow! Well, that is what Rule 34 stands for. Is if it exists, there's porn for it. That is the Rule 34. Those who don't know what people go, Rule 34, that's porn. It's like, no, it's the rule is. Yeah, I don't know what Rule 35 is or 36.
I don't know, but so some of the other games that people will have mods, like some of the most modded games that you can do, really. So it's got GTA, Minecraft, Terraria, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Stardew Valley, Cyberpunk,
I forgot about the
Elden
GTA.
Ring, Metal Gear Solid, Sims, Planet Zoo, and Planet Coaster, RimWorld, and Factorio are all listed examples. And I bet there's adult mods for all
I
of them.
saw, actually, now that you mention it, I did see adult mods for Resident Evil 4 already, which was weird that, like, it was a clip that I saw, and it was, whatever the bloody her name is, the president's
Lady
daughter.
Dimitrescu?
No.
Sorry.
The latest game, the brand new game.
Right, yeah.
She's wearing, like, fucking 2B cosplay and just has her ass hanging out, basically. And Leon's fucking half naked. And then the other guy who's meant to be, like, the cool guy that you meet, that you run around with for a little while, he's Luigi for some reason. It's like, so I'm like, oh, whoa, there's someone's being a bit oh, he's Luigi coming.
I just remember when Resident Evil Village came out and people started immediately making mods to put Lady Dimitrescu in like different outfits and like lingerie and all sorts of
My
stuff.
favorite was they turned the knife into a fly swatter and then someone was just spanking her ass.
Yeah.
I'm just like, why is there a fly swatter in this game? Like someone's like, oh, it's a mod. I'm like, that makes so much more sense because
gamers are just horny, just
seems
I
like
think they are.
thirsty gamers,
you all need to go out and touch grass.
touch
If
ass.
you've ever
They
downloaded-
can't because they're too horny.
Is that a mod?
If you've ever downloaded any of these mods, you need to go touch grass.
I think there's actually a game on Steam called Touch Grass that you can download and play.
Touch Grass Simulator. Is it
Yeah.
like farming simulator, but you just touch the grass?
From what I see, it's literally just some grass and a hand, and that's it. And you just
You just
the
pet
hand
it?
just to go in.
That game is good marketing because it just exists for people to buy it for people as a gift.
I should send it to people. All right.
Yes.
If I see anyone with their ERP mods, I was sending them Touch Grass Simulator to play going forwards.
Touch some grass. It's $2.95 on Steam,
Perfect.
and it's really high definition. I didn't realize. I thought it was going to be cartoony, but it's got grass, and the grass is blowing in the wind.
It's probably Unreal Engine 5.
I think it will be, and it has very positive reviews.
Who would have thought the touching grass?
It has a relaxation mode, survival mode. What are you surviving? Hardcore grass grabbers don't stop touching the grass no matter what. Do you have what it takes to survive? So, and it says give the gift of touching grass. So they definitely intend for people to send it to
That's
people.
it. And now you're going to tell us that there's ERP mods for that too.
Probably is.
They turn the grass into arse. No, that's and it is that time of the week where Shelby tells us about how shit somewhere in Australia
it's
is.
like the terrible news wrap up of the week of Sht Towns of Australia.
It basically is, yeah.
Yeah, so if anyone missed last week, I just want to remind everyone that it was a Queensland sweep last week, and all 10 positions went to Queensland, including number 10, which is usually reserved for Port Pirie in South Australia, which is always still shit. But let's start going through this week's, which looks a little bit more mixed up. So
Number 10?
Number 10. What do you think number 10
Port
is?
Pirie.
No.
Why not?
It's Sydney. Sydney, New South Wales.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
They did
Represent.
say
What's
in a
up?
comment, number 11 is Port Pirie still.
Oh, okay, good.
But number 10, Sydney has a few things. So cyclist smashes a bus windscreen with a
I
chain.
saw this. Fucking
Yeah, it was
wild.
pretty wild.
Was he a cyclist or was he a junkie?
It was,
Probably
well,
both.
you know, junkies can be cyclists. But he just gets off the bike and just
With his Melbourne Star bike?
just fucking lays into the fucking window, smashing it. It's nuts. Anyway,
But to be fair, fucking Sydney bus drivers are assholes, man.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, definitely.
so are Sydney cyclists are the same, let's be honest. Anyway.
Continue on, though. There were other things in Sydney. So next, a tradie pled guilty to wanking in a public bus stop for an hour. A whole hour.
What?
Where was this? In Sydney?
In Sydney, yeah. And number 3, which we talked about last week that we were surprised it didn't get a mention, but it's mentioned this time, is rapper music was banned from the Royal Easter Show to prevent kids being recruited by gangs. So
I love them trying to explain why it was a good idea to ban rap music. Like, the youth of today,
because
they all listen to the MTVs and the rap music.
It's because the kid that got stabbed
Yes.
was like a part of one of them rap groups gang. That's what the whole thing was.
Okay, so yeah, but banning rap music is not the solution. I'm sorry.
No, it's not.
It's far
Because there's
from it.
other there's not all rap music's fucking violent.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the stabbing isn't because he was a rapper. I think something else maybe was going
He
on.
definitely
there.
wasn't a rapper.
Anyway,
something was happening.
it was a huge overreaction. It's like listening to fucking 3AW come up with the rules. Like, hey, kids today and they're rapping. We stop them rapping, they'll stop stabbing each other. So, all right, mate, good work. Well done, dinosaur. See you later. Anyway, continue.
So the next one is number 9, Newcastle, New South Wales. We don't have much context on it, but an 11-year-old boy was arrested after a police chase. I don't have any more info.
Don't know that one.
Other than that.
Didn't see that one.
No. Number 8, though, is Perth, Western Australia. A woman was accused of poisoning her husband slowly over 2 years. And I read this case, and this is not the first time I've heard something like this happening in like true crime stories and things. But a woman was just slowly putting, it tell us what substance, but a substance in her partner's food over 2 years, and he was just getting sicker and sicker.
Oh.
She was just trying to eventually kill him and have it blamed on like a chronic illness, I guess.
Oh.
And he couldn't believe that it was happening. And obviously they'd been married for 37 years.
Did she want a payout? Is that what she was looking for?
You just wanted a divorce? She didn't want a divorce?
He hadn't been going to the hospital for treatment for the poisoning, but that he didn't know if he was going to be okay. He said he had no idea how he was poisoned or what he was poisoned with. So that info is not out yet.
Yeah, right. So I've seen a very horrible movie that has that exact plot line in it. It's not nice.
Yep.
So
I've seen similar as well.
it's like, I wonder if they saw it on TV and thought it was a good idea. But again, it's the same thing.
I reckon she did.
Yeah.
She's like, you know what? I'm going to try that.
It's like, but at the same time, if you're unhappily married, then get a divorce. They're there for a reason.
It's also
Just fucking leave.
Yeah,
it's actually
Just
a
leave.
common, It's a common tactic that is used by people with Munchausen by proxy, which is when they basically make another person in their life sick to get attention.
Oh boy, yeah, I saw some. Yeah, no,
So
let's not go down
there
that path. There was some.
just for example, there was a woman who would add like copious amounts of salt to her kids' like feeding tube line to put more salt in their body and make them sicker and sicker over time. So like those things happen, and she could even have been experiencing that, wanting to make her partner sick so that she could get attention. So it could be for various reasons that we probably won't know until.
There's some really dark stories around that in particular. Yeah. But let's continue on to some more shit, please.
Number 7 is CUMnock. I didn't know that was a place.
Hang on. What?
How do you spell that?
Hang on.
CUMnock. CUMnock.
Jesus.
We're moving. Time to go. CUMnock. Oh, it looks awful.
Yeah. That was a risky Google for you to Google CUMnock, to be honest. But anyway, so a drongo was charged with drink driving after crashing into a police station.
Oh my god.
There's not much there. I don't know how we ran into a police station without trying.
He could have gone across a field or anything.
CUMnock is a small town in New South Wales, Australia. It's located on the now closed cross-country railway line from Malong to Dubbo. The town is located in Arbonne Shire. At the 2011 census, CUMnock was populated by 275 people.
In the middle of nowhere.
There's only 200 people there. And he hit the police station.
Here's the problem, right? That police station was probably manned by like 1 or 2 people at most. And the problem is that he's in a small town, so now everyone knows who he is, and everyone knows he's done this.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be like, did you hear Barry? Barry just ran into the police station.
Oh, fuck it again. Was he drunk? What a great thing, CUMnock. This is the name of the podcast, by the way.
We have a reoccurring person on this place on this list. Launceston, Tasmania is always on this list. Lowlife's loot house of a cancer patient after a truck plowed into it. So a truck plowed into the building and put a giant hole in it, and people started running in and taking stuff.
Okay.
That's fucking terrible. I never go to Launceston's. What I've learned from all these weeks of reading off of this list. Sorry if you live there, but yikes. But next is number 5 is Grafton, New South Wales. Machete-wielding Gronk confronts cops wrapped in a doona to protect from tasering, but then he got shot.
That's genius. It's genius.
Oh, that is.
Would that protect you from tasering?
Yeah, I think doona would for sure.
Because you just got to stop the prongs from
getting
going
in.
into your skin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't stop bullets, though.
Then he got Brisbane, Queensland is number 4. Cops hunt Mad Gronk, who allegedly fired an AK-47. He burnt down a house and killed dogs in a violent rampage. And a drongo stole inoperable rifles from a museum. Not the same person, surprisingly.
Hang on, he's got an AK-47?
Yep, he fired an AK-47, burnt down a house, and killed dogs in a violent rampage. And cops stopped him.
Where?
That was in Brisbane.
The fuck's going on in Brisbane?
Damn, in the city too.
The fuck? Okay, yeah, right.
Next up is Townsville, Queensland. So there's a few things here. So first-time visitor has a rental car stolen and then rammed into cop car and torched. So that's normal for Townsville.
Seems about right, yeah, yep.
Yep. A driver was injured after laughing kids hiff lump of wood at him from stolen car. Not the same stolen car, by the way. So they threw wood at him and he was injured. A pregnant 16-year-old set fires to house of girl who hit on her baby daddy.
Understandable. Yep. Yeah. Have a nice day.
That's just a normal week.
Love makes women do some crazy things.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
Probably just some bloody coffee woman at the cafe said had a nice day. She could burn a house down.
So the next 2 are just really quite sad, actually. Unfortunately, not really funny. But number 2 is Kui, Tasmania, where a 17-year-old was arrested after stabbing a hospital doctor, which is very sad. But then number 1, which has been in the news a lot the last few days, which is Campbelltown, New South Wales, a dead shit was charged after murdering a paramedic outside McDonald's, which is horrific. So
yeah, I don't know why you want to hurt a guy that's fucking out there trying to help people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Was he like cooked or off his head or something? Or
who knows? Probably he's from fucking Campbelltown.
Yeah, that's what I'm putting together.
So.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's fucked. I've been to Campbelltown. It's not a great place, to be honest.
It's a fucking dump, bro.
Yeah. So the person who passed away was 29-year-old father. He was on a break with his workmate at the end of their shift at 5:30 a.m. And there was his colleague activated an alarm, letting the police know that something was going on. They tasered a man who was wielding a knife, and he was arrested. He was a 21-year-old. And he was refused bail at court, and he's appearing at court on Saturday, so that would have been yesterday. Yeah, really sad.
He was definitely on
says
drugs.
that the client, his client had mental health issues.
He's the sort of person, if they chuck him in the prison, he'll get shanked. There's certain crimes that even to other criminals is kind of unspeakable, and I mean I don't know. It's kind of
a medic is
it's off limits. It's off limits. Has been forever. It's
you can
even in the war it is.
Yeah.
You can find online there's a GoFundMe for the family of the person who was murdered, for his wife.
I think he just got married too.
Yeah, the wife is pregnant, so she was expecting their second child.
That's fucked. That's fucking
very sad end to the week, but that is Sht Towns Australia.
I'm disappointed, Sydney.
Yeah, that's not great. Let's go back to Queensland. I'm going to start a new trend each week as well. This is top 10 things to do. I've just looked up here. Top 10 things to do in CUMnock. It's an actual real article I found. Number one, I'm not going to give much context to these because they just sort of sound funny without context. Dumfries House. That's number one. Clydesdale Bigger Day Experience. That's number two. The Bard. That's number three.
Are these just all places they have?
A Heritage CUMnock Centre.
Okay, yeah.
That's number four.
They want people to come knocking at CUMnock.
CUMnock Community Garden. Number five.
Mm-hmm.
Castle William, but it's not actually there anymore, so it's where Castle William used to be.
Oh.
The Bill Shankly Memorial. Don't know what that means, but it's there. Another castle that's also not there anymore.
Oh. Jesus.
The old CUMnock Heritage Trail. And then the last one's CUMnock War Memorial.
CUMnock just tickles you, doesn't it?
When you take it down to the fact there's only 200 people live there, that's 20 per hotspot. It's never going to be busy.
CUMnock tickles you like Titty Bong tickles you, I bet.
No, Titty Bong's not funny at all. What do you mean? It's fucking...
I took a photo in front of the Titty Bong sign.
Why?
I got out of the car and we took
Tickled
photos
you?
in front of it. It tickled me. I'm immature.
We're moving to CUMnock. I'm going to look up fastest.
CUMnock doesn't sound like a place where there's fastest there. We can't live there.
We're taking the podcast to CUMnock.
Live from CUMnock. That'll be our 100th episode or something, special edition.
Live from CUMnock Police Station.
We'll do the CUMnock Castle.
There's some good opportunities for tourism slogans for CUMnock, I think.
I'm knocking.
Come knocking at CUMnock.
CUMnock.
Oh, man, I just want to know why it's named CUMnock. Is there someone whose name is CUMnock?
Well, maybe it's like a indigenous place name, and then you'll feel bad for making fun of it.
No, I won't feel bad for making fun of it. That's fine. You can like something and make fun of it. I like CUMnock. I like their people. If you're a listener coming from CUMnock, we're going to send you a prize. We'll send you a new Tesla or something, because what's the odds, really?
Would they even have
CUMnock is
fucking somewhere to
named
charge
after
it?
a Scottish town, so
You should say we could go to Scotland CUMnock as well.
yeah.
All right, we're going to Scottish CUMnock.
Yep. So one of the early settlers in the CUMnock area came from another place that was also called CUMnock.
So it's okay. All right, cool. Somehow it's less funny when you say it's Scottish.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Scottish CUMnock looks a lot better than Australian CUMnock.
I wonder if that's the CUMnock I was reading was maybe that CUMnock, because I'm surprised that CUMnock with 200 people in it. Imagine being like, yeah, man, I came from Scotland, I stayed in my own town. It's like, how's it going? Been here for 20 years, got 200 people here.
The population of CUMnock in Scotland is 8,700.
Oh, all right, we're moving to
bit bigger.
Scotland.
Mm.
Scotland. Gotta look for Loch Ness. That's in Scotland, right?
Yep.
Hell yeah. We could start a what do you call them? Like a monster podcast.
Cryptid podcast.
Cryptid.
Cryptid hunting.
I was like crunching the numbers recently, looking at some podcast stuff. Apart from episode like 1, right? The starting episodes always pop off, right? Huge numbers always on them. Then the Ghosts and Aliens podcast, that one episode, still.
So what I'm hearing is that we need to talk
huge.
about more ghost shit.
No, well, look, we talked about this. Like, we need to go on a ghost tour. Like, we need to go hunt ghosts for real. I'm not joking. I'm saying we need to.
That'll be fun as fuck. I will. I would.
All right, when you come to Melbourne,
if you set it up, or whenever you want to go, let's do it.
You can sleep on the couch if you want.
Yeah, we're spending the night at the fucking we'll go to the prison.
We'll spend the night at the jail. Yeah, no, I'm down.
I'll
bring the tarot cards. I'll bring some pendulums.
We've talked about Pentridge a lot lately. It popped up again recently on Reddit from like someone had posted how they'd moved into an apartment living in Pentridge essentially, and they took a picture from their balcony, which is like the prison underneath them and stuff like that. And Americans couldn't figure out what the fuck was going on. Like they were like, "What do you mean you live in a prison now?"
It's
Wait, people live there now?
Yeah, it's been redeveloped like around the prison. So there's some.
They've kept the walls and the watchtowers, and then they've knocked down 2/3 of the interior, and they've literally got a shopping center and a cinema in there, and then like high-rise apartments stuff. It's huge. Pentridge was massive. People don't realize how big it is.
Yeah.
And but then they've also kept one of the wings in there, and you can actually go ghost hunting in that wing. And people have had pretty weird encounters in that very wing of there. And I went there not that long ago and had a look because my family, the heritage comes from Pentridge. My great granddad was a warden there for a period of time, and probably
wait for the ghost to see there.
Probably kill some people, so I could come in there like, "Yo, what's that?"
I'm gonna be like, "All right, ghost, I'm here to communicate with you. This guy is related to the man who kept you trapped here. Good luck. Have fun."
This is related to the man who hung you, maybe, because they definitely did kill some people in there. They did. It's definitely a thing. But they also, I always found it funny because it meant that my great grandma, when she was like a child going to school, she lived in the prison because the warden lived in the cottage inside the walls. So like she would be like, if anyone wanted to come over and play at her house, they had to go to prison.
I might have liked it.
It's such a weird thing. So yeah, so we went and had a look at it recently, and it's all really nice. It's just really weird that you're also behind these giant walls and watchtowers, and yeah, it's a very surreal experience.
Definitely haunted, and I'm bringing all of my equipment and more. I'll bring a Ouija board.
I mean, I'll put up the links and stuff for the ghost tours. We can start checking it out. But yeah, you could pay money. I looked, there was like go to the place and like just go there. There's like the base package. Then there's go there and like hunt ghosts. Then there's like go there and spend the night. And then there's like go there, spend the night hunting ghosts. It's like that sounds questionable. I don't think about that.
I don't know if I would want to stay there overnight. I think I would die.
Yeah, also staying there overnight and like trying to aggravate the spirits to come and get you.
If we stay there overnight, I want a separate room from you because you'll get attacked tonight. I don't want to be a part of that.
I'll hide behind you.
No.
It's we'll suss it out. I think we definitely need to do it. I think that needs to be, maybe that's episode 100. We finally do it. We'll go fucking hunt some ghosts. We'll get Frog in as well.
Okay.
Frog can get us cancelled. Frog will cancel us. We'll have to we'll ask him if we can like record some shit and stuff. I'm sure that'd be.
I like the tagline.
Tell them we're doing a doco.
Yeah, it says night
that always
kills,
works.
a discomforting experience.
I've
really great.
read some reviews and some people said some really fucked up shit in there. Like they just had very surreal experiences where, you know, it's usually it's a case of there was something not quite right, but we don't know what happened. You know, which is that's enough really for us. So. You know, I don't know. I kind of like I showed Shelby the Achievement Hunter when they did their Achievement Haunter series, and what their whole thing was like go to haunted areas and then like try to be assholes, like to be fucking 13-year-old COD lobbies to these ghosts to try and aggravate them, and then they had weird shit just happen. They just couldn't explain it, and they came to Melbourne. They did Melbourne jail. And I remember because they had a live show that I went to that night, and it was 47 degrees that day. It was fucking hot. And here's all these fucking Americans come off the plane, went straight out to 47-degree heat into a Melbourne jail, middle of the night, and just like grumpy, aggravated, fucking bugs and everything, and they're just getting attacked. Then they had fucking ghosts. I think in that particular one, they had like a number of times where people felt like they were getting touched by someone, and there was just no one there.
Yeah.
And then at one point,
Fuck, that's giving me chills down my fucking.
and one
back.
point they like he sees someone go up the stairs, but then when he like looks around, he's like, "Well, hang on, everyone's here." And then they go upstairs, and there's just no one upstairs. And they review the footage, and you can definitely see like a shadow of someone going up the stairs behind them. And there's like there was just no one there. Like that's the sort of experience that I want. I want us to get haunted to the shit. It's that'd be good, I think. So definitely, we'll put it on the to-do list. Get haunted, talk about it, make millions.
I'm
Hell
gonna get
yeah.
some holy water. I'm gonna go to a church and get blessed. I'm gonna
Before or after?
Before. I would bring divining rods as well.
Can we do what do they do it? The pentagram? Can we make a pentagram? I reckon they'll let us do that.
I mean, you got to do it in white chalk, so we could probably bring.
I want to do like you
But then
light
if
it
we,
in fire.
We draw a pentagram on the floor, and then like people, the next tour that comes across will be like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, that'd be so good.
But no, I definitely have equipment that we can take, and
We don't need to take equipment.
I want to take equipment.
They have people that are experts there.
But I would.
Shelby comes in, is like, I've played Phasmophobia, guys. Step aside. All right, I fucking know how to hunt a ghost. Okay.
No. It's the whole Shelby's a witch aspect you keep pushing. If we do it for a podcast thing, I would be bringing my A game. I'll wear a tactical vest and put all like crystals in it and shit.
No, you will not.
I would. I'll whip out like some tarot cards. I'll light some candles. I'm in. I'm coming.
Oh my god.
If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna go all in. Okay.
Well, it's semi-related to that, and I'm mindful we need to wrap things up. I sent you a link to a crystal and witchcrafty sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're part of Artist Alley at DreamHack.
Really? I'm bringing money.
The gaming and the witching is like they're coming together, and it's like, oh shit, Shelby might be onto something here.
Hell yeah!
I'm like, so because I was looking at all the artists announced at Artist Alley, and I'm like, this is just full on witchcraft. Who? What? That's not what.
Sticks and Stone Society, they're called. Yeah, no, I'm excited. Then I didn't realize they were going to.
No, I didn't tell you where they were. I just thought, sent it to you. And you're like, ooh, and I'm like, yeah, fucking. I just saw they're going to DreamHack.
They've got candles, apothecary stuff, spices and herbs, all the sort of normal stuff. They look like they go to a lot of different festivals, and they're all about breaking the stigma on witchcraft. So it should be fun.
Yeah, so there you go. Gaming and witchcraft, they're coming together in a big way.
You'll find me lingering by the store. All right, I'll be there.
Ask them what they got for talking to ghosts.
Yeah, I'll be like, all right, we're going to Pentridge Prison. Do you have any divining rods? Do you have any holy water? What matchsticks you got? We'll see.
See how we go. All right. Keeping that in mind, we should wrap things up. DreamHack is in 2 weeks. I think we will be fine for our normal podcast slot. If we're not, we might do a pre-record thing, but we'll let you know. But pretty sure DreamHack.
I've got a creator pass now.
I am also a
Hell
creator.
yeah.
I am a creator with 2 panels and a live stream from DreamHack. So
All right,
I'm
weird
gonna
flex. Weird flex.
I'm a busy boy. I'm gonna be a busy boy. I got a lot to do.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I just have a creator pass, so I'm not committed to anything else.
Till we sting in the creators lounge, sipping on the fine dining.
Yeah.
Do you get free food?
You do. There's going to be a creator lounge and bar area,
Oh hell yeah.
so it should be fun.
Yeah, should be fun. Anyway, let's wrap things up. Shelby, you've got a new website you want to talk about.
Yeah, if you want to find my reviews, you can go to pixelnook.net, which is all games, movies, TV shows, and also events and other stuff that just is interesting to me. Got an article up there about Suzume, if you should go see it. And the verdict is yes, you should, but you should also still read the article because I like it. Otherwise, you can find me on Twitch at ShellBunny, and ShellBunny_ on Twitter has everything else that I am up to. And if you're coming to DreamHack, say hi.
Yeah, hell yeah. And
yeah.
I absolutely recommend Suzume as well as see it in cinemas because it's a very beautiful movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's not made to be watched on your phone or watched in parts on TikTok. Watch it properly, please.
Yeah.
Tay, what are you up to?
I was fucking busy last week. I fucking couldn't do anything, but I'm definitely gonna be streaming Hitman this week.
Now that you're all geared
Hell
up,
yeah.
all
And
geared up.
plus I've gotten heaps better at fucking at doing things now. So like even subduing them, I'd always punch them, but now I can actually get him around the corner.
Oh yeah.
So Yeah, I've been
I
working
sort of
on my
figured that out.
skills, and now, yeah, I've been getting Silent Assassin heaps.
I'm
Now,
go- I'm
now,
go-
Good.
now I've done that shit.
I'm
So.
coming back to Hitman as soon as I finish Crime Boss. For those who are familiar with the Crime Boss saga at the moment, I keep getting cucked very
The
hardly.
game keeps beating you.
And because it's a game where if you die, you have to restart everything from scratch. So you need to like not die and continue on. And fuck me, I think I've gotten so close, and we were really close this week. Like we were on a hot streak, everything was going our way. And I'm like, yep, this is good. 4 and something hours into it, and then I got knocked, and I'm like, fuck. And the AI went to come and revive me, but it wasn't like I just got executed immediately. I'm like, that's bullshit. And it's straight back to the starting screen, brand new save, can't go again, blah, blah, blah. But like, I've gotten really good at the stealth part of things, and I feel like now I can go dominate some Hitman, but I can't be this close to finishing Crime Boss without finishing Crime
You're
Boss.
not allowed to give up. You have to finish it. You can't let the game beat you.
And it's even to the point where I've been like working on content and stuff, which I haven't done because I've been playing Crime Boss, trying to level up as much as I can, so that when I stream it next time, I will fucking finish it and it will be out of my life forever. It's triggering. It's actually triggering me. And I've been playing it. Like I think I even put in 4 hours today playing it and trying to do it. I was watching.
It's consumed his life. So
Well,
watching streams.
to give you an idea, I was playing it while I was watching Jury Duty, which I watched in one sitting because I was playing so much Crime Boss. I just want to say before we wrap up, the show is now currently on Amazon TV. It's very funny. It is basically they take a whole crew of actors and they put out an ad, like an ad on like Craigslist saying we're looking for someone to come and be on a jury. It's all going to be filmed for a documentary. That's basically what they told them. They got this guy who's between jobs, who's a construction worker or something like that, to come in.
Normal guy.
Just a normal guy. And then they just manipulated the situation around him in such hilarious ways. The show hasn't finished yet. The final episode's this week, I believe. It's so funny. It's right at the start. And like the one of the great twists they kind of put in it, they put James Marsden there as playing arsehole James Marsden, right? Who at one point in the show, he gets the script and then he wants to go method. So he keeps switching between his character and himself. And he'll say dumb shit and then he'll be like, oh, quickly, James again. Do you think I nailed that part or what? It's so annoying. I would have knocked him out if I was there. But anyway, without spoiling it, one of the first things they start doing, James Marsden mentioned Sonic. He's like, oh, it's in Sonic, you know. And the normal guy's like, I heard that movie shit.
Wow.
And it's so good because, like, obviously it's scripted, like in a way, like it's manipulated, but it's all improv because it's all based on what he says. Like, so
Because does he even know what's going on?
No, he has
while
no
it was
idea.
filmed?
He thinks
no, he didn't.
Like, I think it's like episode 6 or something. He's like, crazy shit keeps happening. It feels like a reality TV show. So it's essentially the best way to explain it to people. It's the Truman Show, and he is Truman. Everyone else is in on it.
Definitely.
Everyone else is in on it except for him. And fuck, man, he's such a nice guy too. It's some of the shit that he comes out with. It's like, this is brilliant. It's fucking
Apparently
so
they
good.
had close to 3,000 applicants, and they just said he was the perfect person for the job. So
Yeah, he's such a, like, some situations are just so fucking wild. I would, if it was me, I'd just be like, nah, fuck off. This is bullshit. This is all crap. And this guy's just like, that's really crazy. It's wild. It's okay, whatever.
We're like, what the fuck is going on?
It's like one point where like one of the guys is having a fight with his girlfriend. He's like, "Can you talk to him?" And just like gives it to him, and then he just starts talking to her. Like, it's like, why would you do that? Don't get involved. Anyway, the show's called Jury Duty. It's on Amazon Prime TV at the moment. It's very funny, very good watch.
well worth it. Yeah.
Well worth it. Check it out. I think it's like 7 episodes out now. With one more to come. But yeah, so I've been watching that while playing Crime Boss. That's been my week at the moment. Next week we've got probably Crime Boss for me for a bit. We've got Dead Island 2 dropping at the end of the week. I am going to see the new Evil Dead movie. Got a preview screening of that to go check out.
I refuse to.
Shelby's chickened out because it is pretty horror focused. And we also managed to weasel our way into a Star Wars event for the final showing of the final episode of The Mandalorian, which I've heard nothing but good things about.
It's the first time we've worked with Disney, so it should be interesting.
It's the whole working with Disney full stop is an interesting experience. Yep, they definitely.
We'll let you guys know how that goes.
But I'm looking forward to that because if anyone is keeping up or hasn't kept up with Star Wars stuff, Mandalorian is at its peak. Right now, it is the best it has ever been, and they know what the audience wants, and they're just delivering in fistfuls
And
right now.
Disney are taking their eggs out of the Marvel basket and putting them all in Star Wars right now.
Literally, yeah. Yep. This is everything Star Wars. We could talk about Star Wars for another hour. We won't. If you're interested, look up in all the stuff they announced in terms of the new movies. But if you're not watching Mandalorian or you fell off, a while ago, now's the time to get back into it because it's at its best now. Apart from the Jack Black episode, which is kind of weird, but everything else has been amazing.
Wow, no, it was good.
Well, people complain about the Jack Black episode because they can't see anyone but Jack Black. It keeps being Jack Black and Jack Black. Google's responding. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back next week, same time. Listen to us on all the major platforms and go check out Shelby's website and watch Tame play Hitman and I'll play Crime Boss.
Hell yeah.
I think I got everything.
Yes, that's it.
Goodbye.
Peace.